People, check it out. The Beeline Entertainment LLC is proudly sponsored by Dubby. That's right, get more Dubby. That genderless energy drink mix that's gonna power you through your gaming, content creation, whatever you're doing, is there for you. Enter that promo code BrianB NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more Dubby, get more power.
Attention to the East Coast film industry community.
Brand new events coming to the Bedford Film Festival. For information on sponsorship, location, and much more, visit bedfordfilmfest.com. People, check out my girls Lady Faye and Mello Supremo over on the Allegedly Credible podcast. That's right, it's an amazing show. They got a lot of personality, two friends talking it up. You know what it's about. Check it out today. Testing, test the mic out. You know why we got to test the mic out? Because right now it's gold and black on the screen. Yo, we got the new background finally up. I'm slowly transitioning to get the old logo. That's still going to be, around. You're still going to see it. But the new logo is like the street, it's like more intuitive. It's like newer, new design. But yo, listen, Beeline, what's good? What's happening? What's up? It's me, Brian B, and we back at it. Yes, that's right. Another show on Thursday nights, and I got a very, very exciting bit of news for you here. This show right here that we are on, finally, The Rock has come. Yo, this show right here that we are on, we got a screen on the screen. The guest, guess what? This is the Beeline Entertainment Show, right? You guys might have forgot that because we've had some celebrities on. We've had some, bands on, some musicians. We've had a couple of different people on, whatever. But, we used to have all the time people singing, right? Because this is the Beeline Entertainment. And this is the place where everybody comes on and show That's right, Danielle on here with us today, and she gonna show up.
Hi.
Yo, it's time to.
Let's make some noise.
Show off, baby. Tonight. This movie right here.
Signed to a local hot label, Big O Records.
I'm gonna do it later. Now.
It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. It's the Beeline. E-N-T.
Thank you, people. Thank you. Yo, listen, I keep saying it, and I know I've just been busy. Been a lot going on. The Beeline Entertainment intro, man, that's our old intro. I haven't revamped it. We've had so many singers, and people see it, and I'm like, oh damn, I hope they don't think this is like that's the old school, man. The show don't even look like that anymore. That's like the beginning days. But yo, listen, I got a new intro coming. It's almost done. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna be really great. We're gonna have all like the singing collaborations on it. It's gonna be awesome, man. But yo, thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure you subscribe to the channel, all that YouTube stuff that you guys are usually doing. I hope you guys are loving the sponsors. If this person right here that's on with me looks familiar, she's actually part of the sponsors that we got in rotation now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, introducing with us today, here to show off. We're gonna learn her and her music and her voice. We got Miss Danielle Faye from the Allegedly Credible podcast. What up, Danielle?
Hey. How's it going?
Good, yo.
How's it going tonight?
Going well, y'all. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, like I said, Danielle's definitely in. She's in the group. She's in the group with us now and stuff. So we getting to know her still a little bit. We're gonna get to know her much on this show. She was on the live on the line. You probably saw her on both nights. You just had that 90s night, man. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. We're gonna be doing a lot more of those nostalgia nights. I had a lot of fun. Danielle, you had fun, man?
Yeah, absolutely. I can talk
Yeah.
about the 90s all day. I was born in
Oh
the
man,
90s. I feel like that's the best decade ever,
bro.
honestly.
Telling you, man. Reminiscing is really important, yo. Reminiscing the nostalgic moments and stuff, especially if you had like a good childhood, man,
Right.
yo, you'll be listening to that forever. But hey, Beeline, we're gonna get to know Danielle on this episode. So Danielle, to start off, let's go ahead and just just straight up introduce yourself for any new listeners or new members that are watching you today, and tell us how you're doing, and go from there.
Hi, my name is Danielle Faye. It's actually Danielle Faye Brandon, but I just go by Danielle Faye.
There you go.
I am a artist, a singer, a writer, and also, as Brian had mentioned, a podcast host, and also a business lady of Allegedly Credible Entertainment LLC.
Mm,
So, the first thing I'm going to talk about really is my music. My music, that's why I'm on here. I've been singing since I was probably like 3 years old in my dad's church choir. It was called we were called the Little Sunbeams, and we had these little
okay.
uniforms with the sunshine, this like sunshine little thing. And I just remember singing this little light of mine with this little like that
Listen, yeah,
thing.
the whole package was already there.
Right, right,
That was
right.
y'all theme song.
Right, right. And then I started writing my own songs by the time I was 8 years old, but I didn't tell anybody that I wrote songs for years. I just
Mm,
had like stacks and stacks and stacks of notebooks just filled with songs. And I want to say, so I'm 33 now, and I honestly didn't decide to really do anything with my music until I turned 30.
oh,
Um,
okay.
Part of it was I was super shy. So yeah, I sang in like the church and whatever, but I would be the person with the mic like shaking and everything. But I always was told I had a really amazing voice. But I
Yeah.
think also I like some gospel songs, but gospel music wasn't really necessarily what I wanted to do. So I think that was like another reason why I kind of shied away. Because being a preacher's kid, I think like you have like this expectation of you, and
Yeah.
music I like the music I like and like to write was more like sensual, more
Yeah.
like what you make babies to, or if
Oh
you're
yeah.
not making babies to them, like it's like you're crying your eyes out because somebody left you or did you wrong or that kind of thing. So
Yo,
I
listen.
was like, how do I think for a long time I just had a like thing like how do I present this to the world without all that judgment? But then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm grown. I'm gonna do whatever I want. And then I got more comfortable with it. So I started performing. I didn't start performing until my 30s. I didn't start releasing music until I was like 31. And now I'm doing more big things. I'm working on an album currently. Uh,
Okay.
that album is about a breakup that I went through, and it's called The Beauty in the Pain. So
All right, Danielle. Damn, yeah, you just dropped your whole experience. Yo, listen, I was like, sorry, let me try to cut in somewhere here. Yo, listen, you said a whole lot. Now I want to get to know you on this episode. So it's really interesting. You said a lot of interesting pieces. I mean, we're gonna break it down, kind of dissect it a little bit by bit. But the last part you just said it spoke to me a lot too. We had somebody on recently, my boy A Natural. You guys remember A Natural? A Natural is an amazing artist, also out of New Jersey. Danielle's out of New Jersey as well. And he used to, work with Sony Records. He used to, he did a lot. He's also with my cousin, Lenny Harrell, who used to be in Blackstreet and stuff like that. That's part of their team. So it's really interesting that, you said that, you started in, church, and you were kind of not confident to kind of go into, singing like R&B and, sexual music and stuff like that, because you kind of came from that kind of a background. Now it's interesting that most I want to say most. I'm going to say most artists, especially singers, they start in church, man. Like it's
yeah,
really weird because you have all these people, the songs that we glorify. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the R. Kellys, whether it be Montel Jordans, these guys started in singing in the choirs and stuff like that in church. Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, and it's just like you would think that more people would be singing gospel, right? But I think it's more just because it speaks to you have to sing what speaks to the audience and what's going to get you into the, into the limelight or whatever. So was there a point in your life where you, even though you were writing songs and stuff like that, that you had any kind of ways that you can get into the entertainment industry, or did you just completely shy away from it completely?
I completely shied away from it completely. I think I did it more as just a way to release my thoughts and like things that were going on with me. Some of my songs are a little depressing. Some of them are more happy. Like whatever I was just going through in that moment, I just wrote. Like I just would write it. I would have a tune. Sometimes I'd be in the shower and I just have this tune in my head, and I'm like, oh,
That's the
I
best.
gotta do something with this.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, I never really, like I said, I never really wanted to be in the spotlight. I never really liked people looking at me. I think I had a lot of like self-confidence issues as well at the time. So like I never really thought about taking anything public, honestly.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a writer as well, like, I've been in music my whole life. And I'm sorry, Beeline. I know y'all heard my story 1,000 times or whatever, but I always try to like to relate so we can kind of like, build off the conversation. But I used to write, I used to have notebooks full of like just, whether it be a verse, whether it be a hook, whether it be whatever. I used to
Mhm.
notebooks and garbage bags full of just pieces of paper and stuff like that, whether it be rap, whether it be R&B and stuff like that. And I used to love it. I was always thinking that I was going to be a writer in the industry or a performer, whatever. But then it kind of faded. You know what I'm saying? Like it always started with, oh yeah, we're going to be on stage and doing this with my cousins, and then it went into like, oh, I want to be a writer on the background, and then it went into I don't really even fuck with it no more. Like I'll be honest with you, and that's only because I feel like the industry is just kind of a flooded market and it's not really respected like it used to be. But that's just my field. But you're, the opposite actually. You didn't do it, but you wrote, and now you're like, well, I want to put myself out there. I didn't get the chance to do it before, and now I have all this material. I want people to hear it now. So, do you face the challenge when you're writing? Are you still writing now?
Yeah, I still write. I still write. I'm always writing. There's never a time I'm not writing. Right now though, I'm trying not to write as much musically, just because I have so many songs, and like even when I had so many songs, just trying to narrow what I was going to put down on this album was really hard for me. So I got it down to 12 songs. I had like over 50 plus songs to choose from. So
Yeah,
it's just like narrowing it down. And then I had wrote three specific songs just for, no, I think it was like four specific songs just for this album. So I was like, all right, let me narrow it down. But I still write. I just kind of like put them on the burner now because my main focus is like getting the new story out. And one
gotcha.
thing that you said, like part of the reason why I decided to do it now was just because it's like I love telling stories, and I just felt like this story was important to tell. And I do a lot of things for myself. So of course you want other people to listen and enjoy it. But
Yeah,
I think for me, I'm not really concerned too much about the industry. I'm concerned about people who are willing to listen. I'm more concerned about like people who I might be able to connect with or
yeah,
hit it,
yeah,
even
yeah.
if it's just in this little state of New Jersey or like in this little area that I'm at,
For real.
or if it touches somebody else in a different state, that's beautiful too. I just think that the story is important to tell, and that's what I want to do.
That's awesome too, and that's kind of like that goes with like even the podcasting thing because you got the podcast with you and
Right,
Mel,
right,
and you can speak to a million of people, you can speak to millions of people, and be shown that you're speaking to a million people, or you can be speaking to 10 people who love listening to you every single week. Like it's just one of those things of what's your level of success. Something else that A Natural said on here, like you got to just know what your level of success is, what
right.
you're looking for, what it means to you. So as you were growing up. Now, since you did shy away from not like entertaining the whether it be singing or whatever or doing that kind of music, were you listening to it? Like, who was some of your inspiration while you were growing up?
Oh, okay. So I so many. I love Tony Braxton. You couldn't tell me that Tony Braxton wasn't one of my people. Like I swore up and down I was Tony Braxton. I loved Anita Baker.
Oh, okay.
I listened to a lot of Jill Scott, Erica Badu. I listened to well, when I got a little older, like Adele, um, Solange. This is true
Really?
facts. I like Solange better than Beyonce. I know I'm about to get
Oh
some like
shit.
hate over here, but I
Yeah,
don't know. I
fire.
just I don't know. A lot of people. I felt like the reason I like Solange better than Beyonce was just because I just related to her music a little bit better. It felt a
Okay.
little bit more real to me personally. I never really connected to a lot of Beyonce songs. The Beyonce songs that I did connect to, probably like Me, Myself, and I.
Mm.
That was like my favorite
I
Beyonce
think
song.
I think her one of her best songs of all time. Me, myself, and I was like, I think one of her best songs of all time, bro. And I
Yeah,
don't care about the charts. I'm talking about as far as just a song. Like, yeah,
the song, the way the composition, the song itself, and I don't know. Even though at the time it was not that I was like left or anything, but I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I just felt her pain in that song, or
yeah,
I felt
man.
the struggle in that song, so I related with it. But with Solange, I felt like a lot of her songs, I just related to. One of my favorite songs is called Losing You, and then I liked Lovers in the Parking Lot. Like I just connected with it more. So I definitely
Yeah.
was more of a Solange fan. But I grew up like loving John Legend.
Mm.
Um, who else? My dad. So my dad was really listened to a lot of old school music as well. So I grew up listening to Ray Charles, Little Richard,
Oh
um,
wow. Yeah, they took it back
Graham
like
Central
60s, 70s.
Station. Like my dad really influenced me with music because every time on our way to school, he would always have all different types of music on. Like one of my favorite artists as well, old school artist Phoebe Snow. I
Mm.
think that was like one of the first people I ever like tried to imitate her style
Mm.
when I would sing. And yeah, I Minnie Rippleton too. My dad
Woo,
listens to
you
Minnie
naming
Rippleton a
some
lot.
you naming ones that people usually don't say. Even Anita Baker, honestly, people don't usually when you ask somebody who their character was, and I always like to pay attention to like the first name that somebody dishes out, because the
Right.
first name somebody dishes out is usually the main one that they are definitely into. And I mean, you started off with Tony Braxton. You know, a lot of people
Mhm.
would say, especially nowadays, would say Beyonce, or back in the day would say Mariah or Whitney, and stuff like that. Tony is one that I always loved Tony Braxton. I'm a Method Man and Redman head, so after How High, I was like, oh man, yeah, and then of course Breathe Again. Tony had so many, bro. Like,
Yeah,
it,
Tony has so
yeah,
many.
so
I
many.
like I don't know what it was. I just remember the one album cover with the haircut. She had the white tee and the
Yep.
jacket. Lo, you could not tell me I wasn't Tony Braxton. Like
Yeah.
and I had long hair then, but I would put it in a bob. Like I would try my best to put it in a bob so I could imitate that look. I don't know. I just love that album. That was
She was a
that
beast,
was my
yo.
song. So
Yeah.
yeah, I love Tony Braxton. That's one of my favorite. And you know what else too? Um, Especially when I was growing up, like I think the reason why I wasn't a big fan of Mariah Carey was just because I couldn't hit those notes.
Mm.
like I'm not a high singer. Even when I was younger, I kind of had like a deeper voice.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that like listening to Tony Braxton and Anita Baker, I was like, oh, it just felt like it represented me a little bit more in my
Got
voice
you.
range, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point too, because nowadays a lot of people be trying to play Mariah out, man. I've been in a lot of conversations where people saying, "Oh, she can't sing," and this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, there's some things that you go back and look at it, and I'm definitely would never say she can't sing. But when people say like she got a lot of studio support, you can hear it a little bit now, man. It's interesting. It's really interesting or whatever. Because Mariah was like the staple of like singing and blowing. Mariah and
Right,
Whitney.
right, right.
Those are the two powerhouses that you knew about, but people didn't talk about Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle and these torches. My favorite singer of all time is Tamia, and nobody talks about Tamia. I
Nobody
love
talks about
Tamia. Nobody
Tamia.
talks about
Oh
my
my
girl,
gosh,
yo.
you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. Oh my
she
gosh.
sing better than all of them. In my opinion. Tamia was like, she's always been like the small, quiet,
Yeah.
but when she sings, like it's just dominant, yo. And I've always been a fan of Tamia. So Tamia, if you're watching, yo, listen, come on the beat. I'm sending a message after I get done. But it's interesting, like who inspires you, and I like how you clarify, like, yeah, it's because of the voice and the range and things like that. You related to Tony Braxton. When I used to sing songs, I would try to do the Brian McKnights. Brian McKnight, that's my favorite, male R&B singer. So I would try to do like things like that. But it's a lot of fun, growing up with a musical background or a musical family. And we've always had, my uncle's a drummer. My cousins, they drummed after him. My cousin has an album out right now. He's pressing his album, getting ready for it to be released right now.
Right.
We constantly had music around us, man. So it's like, knowing that we grew up in the time period we were just talking about the 90s and stuff like that. You had the Luther Vandross, you had, in the late 80s, 90s, you had, all these people that were singing, the groups 112, and we had the classifications of what R&B was, of what pop was, of what, what I mean. Now everything, it seems like
it's
things
kind
are
of blended
so
together.
Yeah, yes. So I gotta ask you, as somebody who's creating music now and understanding the field, what are some things that you're doing to kind of stand out? Are you kind of even paying attention to it?
Honestly, I'm just being me. I just try to like go with what I'm feeling at that time. If I relate to the song, like for instance, I did I don't know if you're familiar with Sir, but
Sure.
he's in California, Inglewood. He works with Kendrick Lamar, Top Dog Entertainment, stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
he has like a nice. I like his music. I relate to it a lot. So I did a cover of his song John Redcorn, which was about you remember King of the Hill?
Oh, yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
so he did a video. Um the song's called John Redcorn, and it was about the guy that I think Nancy Dale's wife was cheating on Dale with, and he
Okay.
pretty much did it from the perspective of John Redcorn, like him like trying to see this girl and she's married, and like he's like, why aren't you giving me the time of day when I know that you want me, right? So
Damn.
when I
Hell of a
listened,
comparison. I wonder where
yes,
he got that idea from. Like, what late night shit was he watching?
yeah, right. So and he did the whole video King of the Hill style, so it was
That's
really
awesome.
cool. And I remember listening to it during 2020. It was like during COVID. I remember, and it just instantly I related to it, like just the whole story of it. And he sings it a little bit faster, has a little bit R&B thing, but I was like, I have like this nice like bluesy sound. So I got with one of my friends and I was like, hey, I want to do a cover of this song, but I think I want to slow it down and make it more me. So that's what we did. We slowed it down. I played like it was just like I think the original track is a little bit faster. It's like
Yeah.
alone every night alone. Why am I alone when I know that you want me to? So I slowed it down and I did it like alone every night alone. Why am I alone when I know that you want me to? Am I wrong?
Okay.
Tell me that I'm wrong. And I just kind of made it more blues, like more my style.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You want to know something? You just gave us like a taste of like, how you sound and everything like that. And as soon as you started singing, the first thing I heard was Jill Scott. I was like, okay, Jill Scott, Flowetry. I
Yes.
heard it immediately. So I'm like, okay, so I see. So I see. So I see how you're kind of tailoring your is your so when you're writing, like, isn't as a writer, like I'm always trying to like find like that comparison. Now, you said this before, like you have like a lot of content that you still are interested in using, but you're using new stuff to tell your story now. But do you find any kind of age on your older material to where it's like, oh man, this isn't really relatable anymore. This is like I can't really use this.
Actually, no. Honestly, so that's kind of funny. So when I was like writing, so when I started the new project, it started in 2020, literally during COVID. I came up with a song and I wrote it like that. Like I wrote it real quick.
Yeah.
And that's when I did like two other songs. And then I was just like, oh man, I think I have older songs that kind of can go with this. So I
Yep.
looking
Yep.
through, and then I had so many. And it was funny because some of these songs I wrote when I was 17, 18, here I am 30, and I'm just like, dang. And I actually showed it to like one of my friends, and he said to me, he said, "So you pretty much at 17 wrote your future."
Mm. Yo,
So like
listen, man.
now you could use it like in what's going on. And I was just like, wow, yeah, like it really did not get like outdated. The only thing that I can say, I'm not, because I don't so I write the music, but I don't know how to like I don't play any instruments or anything like that. I
Got
just
you.
know how the melody should sound in my head. So
Got
I
you.
think the only thing for me was just maybe changing the melody a little bit so it doesn't sound so like completely old school, but the
Yeah.
lyrics and the feeling and all that stuff still felt exactly the same.
Yeah, that's something that you can do when you get in a room with like a producer too. Like when I
Yeah.
used to write, I didn't play an instrument either. I used to just write. I used to write. I used to think about how I would like you said. And then we go in the studio, and then my cousin used to make the tracks and stuff like that or whatever. And he just put something on, and we'll sit there and just literally I'll try to sing it to whatever he's got, and then just kind of manipulate the words as I'm doing it. And that's how we used to make a lot of our music. But I always loved the writing process. Like I love sitting down and just writing while I'm there listening to the track. Or when you hear something and it speaks to you immediately, and you're like, "Oh man, listen, I gotta write something to this shit." Like I, like that was like it's always fun because, and like you said, also like just going through something and kind of
Mhm.
allowing it to speak through your music and everything like that. Like
Right.
it's a lot of fun, man. Not only just release, but it's fun, And then you see what you did and then how you put it together. It's
Right,
similar
right.
to this. I kind of took on this podcasting life and everything like that or whatever, and the editing and stuff that I'm doing as well. It's the same kind of feeling. It's like you're creating something and then you get done creating it and then you look at it and you're like, oh damn, I did that. Like
Yeah,
how did
yeah,
that
yeah,
work?
yeah.
You
I can
know?
honestly say with the podcast, like that was so I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I was not tech savvy at all. When I tell you I had no tech, like nothing. I literally bought the laptop. I bought the laptop when we were like, okay, we're doing the podcast. Okay, fine, I'm buying a laptop. We learn how to do this. It took me a minute, but when I'm looking at like from where we first started, because when we first started, it was just audio.
Oh yeah.
And just with the audio, like me learning how to chop it up and making it even all that other stuff, I was so
Mm-hmm.
proud. And now I'm looking at like from the graphics that I started making for the show to the editing of the episodes, all that stuff. I'm like, yo, I did that. So when you
Yeah,
say
man.
that, like I completely relate because it was just like as a person who had no tech background, nothing. Yeah, I didn't use a computer other than I had to use it at work, like nothing
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like I'm like, yo, I've done a whole what is that? I was gonna say 360, but no, I think it was 180. I
Yeah,
did like a
yeah.
180 of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, yo. And it's just another thing about like performing and stuff like that. I'm not sure we're gonna get there, but are you still singing in church and everything, or have you gotten on stage in other places or open
So
mics?
I have not been performing in church.
Oh,
I
blast!
actually
Put on
like
blast.
I actually took a break from that for a little bit just because so I'm gonna say this. You learn a lot in terms of church like about harmony. So I don't take anything like how can I put it? I learned a lot. That's when you learn about harmony, you learn about like singing like as a chorus, whatever.
Yeah.
But and yeah, I had solos and stuff, but I don't think you really learn how to perfect your voice as much in that setting. So what I did was I decided to like kind of remove myself from the choirs and stuff. And then I started working more one-on-one with a vocal coach,
Okay.
and just so I can really really work on like my style, finding out what pitch I can actually hit, because as when I was in church I was just an alto. So as an alto
Mm.
it's like you get your note and you learn the note and you learn your notes for each song and then that's it. Whereas with my vocal coach I kind of got to play a little bit more with my lower octaves and my higher octaves. And then I found out that I have like a bigger range than I even knew I had. So
Okay.
plus, gospel is a different sound type of singing
Yeah.
versus if
Yeah.
you're trying to do like R&B and stuff. So I just really wanted to like sit and hone and craft my voice. But to answer your question with performances, right before COVID hit, I actually had a whole bunch of performances lined up. Then COVID hit. I did like one or two, maybe three, and then after that, I kind of like died down.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting back into it. I just did a performance back in September, and now I'm trying to line up a whole bunch for the summer. So yeah, and then I'm
Yo,
doing like a lot of
great time.
yeah. So due to the fact that I wasn't getting as many gigs during that time because of the whole COVID thing, that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start this album. I'm gonna start doing more studio time, and I had never been in the studio before,
Oh,
so
okay.
that was a totally different learning process too, because
Let
when
me
you're
ask.
getting go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let me ask. What was the type of studio that you first were introduced in? Was it a closet studio, or was it actual? You walk in the door and you see the big ass switchboard and the booth with the.
Closet studio was the first one.
Okay,
I was like,
okay. No, nothing wrong with it, but
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
difference, yo. You,
The closet studio is the first one I was introduced to, and then I've actually gone to like an actual studio. That
yeah,
was really cool. Like,
that shit is crazy, right?
it is really
Yeah.
crazy. It's just like expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One of the one of the things that I was lucky to, it sucks because I didn't get into it like as much as I should have. Like I think
Right,
I
right.
probably should have stayed with music a little more, but everything happens for a reason. Like, I mean, my cousins, they stay in it, they live in it. But when I had a lot of opportunities to be in like really big studio. Like my father, did his thing with managing artists and stuff like that. So one of the teams that he had, they had a studio in downtown Manhattan, man.
Right,
And
right.
on the weekends, I used to go with my father and just go up there with them. And I saw so many different people perform. And just like I said, like the big guy working on Fruity Loops, like sitting there and I'm sitting there just soaking it all in as a kid, at the damn looking out the Manhattan, window, seeing the damn city. And it's just like the experience was so incredible, man. And that's just one of them. I remember seeing the studio, like all the wood panels on it, and just like so beautiful and nice booth, and it makes you feel like just being there. That kind of energy just makes you feel like, okay, I'm gonna be the greatest singer of all time. It's crazy how much that shit adds to it, yo. Like the
Yeah,
prestige.
yeah, like for me personally, like I never got that experience. Like I wish I did. The most like so for me personally, the studio, the like closet studio didn't necessarily bother me so much because it reminded me back of when I was a kid. So my cousin Eugene, he's a he's a performing artist too. He used to like play guitar and just do all this stuff on the computer. And
Yeah,
he was really one that I was like, oh, when I got to thinking about songwriting, he was the one that really inspired me to write songs and stuff.
awesome.
But like I never really got that experience of being in a studio and all that stuff. So I kind of would have loved that, I feel like. But
Yeah,
at the same time, I just feel like because I didn't grow up with that, I think now that I'm in it, it makes me appreciate it a lot more, if that makes
gotcha.
any
Yeah,
sense. Because
yeah,
it's just
no, a
like,
lot.
wow, there's like a whole new world that I've never been introduced to. And now
Yeah,
there's this whole new possibility that I didn't know was actually out there for me. So
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a lot of different, studios. I mean, we used to just, like I said, I think I was lucky a lot of the times, yo. Like I didn't perform in the big ass. I just remember being there. But we had studios in different places. We go to people's houses. This guy would just have. There's one dude named Show Off. It's crazy. Show
so
Off, right? There's one. He's a rapper, and we used to go to his house and we used to spit. But he just had a microphone, big ass TV, and everything. It was just in a room. It wasn't even like soundproof, nothing. And it just had it in the room. We used to record. And it's crazy how it used to come out like clear, like it used to sound really good or whatever, like it was in a regular studio. But so I've definitely seen like my share of different equipment and stuff like that. And I take nothing from nobody. Like people hustle, they get their shit done. But on with your album now. So just kind of touch on it because you said you're making an album now. Now, have you
Mhm.
ever done anything previously, or you just jump right into like, hey, I'm making an album, an EP, anything like that?
Yeah, I never ever did anything like this before, ever. I had just decided like, hey, I have all this music here. I want to do something with it. At first it was like kind of hard to find the right people to um give me the sound I was looking for, or
Yeah.
to find people who were reliable. I just I'm still kind of like in the process of like finding exactly who I want to work with some, like I've worked with some songs with some people and some songs with other people, and just kind of like I like kind of hearing how different producers hear my voice or hear my sound
Yeah.
and make magic with it. That's what I call it,
Yeah.
magic, because it's just
For
like
real.
I never knew I could sound like that, or like the way, like I said, I just sing it. I just sing a melody, and then they'll come and make a beat around what I created. So it's like bringing my work to life with their beats. That's so cool. And everybody has a different take on my voice. So I think that that has been like the most fun and creative part about it,
Yeah.
is someone will hear my voice and they'll come up with their like something cool from their perspective, and then somebody else will hear a voice like, oh, I like this, and come up with that. So my album, I've worked with, so far I've worked with like maybe 3 different people, and it's still a work in progress. I'm
Hey,
hoping to
hey,
have it
yeah.
done by the end of this year, but yeah, it's been a fun experience. I can't like lie about that at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. You're doing something that you love, something like you said, just having the different experience with people that you're working with and just creating on the spot. Whether it be like, you get them times where you walk in the studio and you hear, like I said, you hear a beat and you're like, man, listen, bro, I'm about to, you have a thought and then just go in a thing. Sometimes we used to just listen to something and just go in the studio
Mhm.
and just start like, rapping, singing, whatever, and
Right,
recording
right,
it. We would just record everything. And then we sit there
right,
and
right.
get back like, yo, put that back, whatever. I remember we made a song. We did a song off of that Neo song that came out, that Do You song that came out. I
Yes,
just
yes, just
wonder.
wonder.
Yeah, we made a song on that, and I rapped it, and my cousin Tyree, he sang it. And I remember this on some true shit, Beeline. We were walking around in Perth Dam. This is when MySpace was out. We used to take our music and we make it and we put it on MySpace. And we were walking around, and one time I forgot what we were doing, but we had like walked out of a barbershop, and
Mhm.
these Spanish kids had stopped us. It was like, yo, you Tyree, about this and that or whatever. Yo, we heard that song that y'all got on MySpace. And I'm sitting there like, what? Like, really? Like, and they stopped us and they're like, yeah, you were singing this song, the Neo song or whatever. And all 3 of us sat there, we were like, yo, like, and we sang it for them. And it was like the feeling of
Wow.
just like, holy shit, like, somebody listened to my stuff or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I had wrote the lyrics and then Tyrese sang it and then I did the rap part. But we literally, when we did that, the rapping part, I just went in the studio and just started like saying stuff.
Right,
And
right.
because I'm not good at freestyle, I've never been good at freestyling, but just recording stuff and then going back and then playing with it or whatever, and then like mixing it together. It's just, you never know what you're gonna get from your creative process. I love doing stuff like that, yo.
And you know
Just
what? It was just very different, because I was always just used to performing live. You perform it once, that's it, call it a day. So I think that was the different, like that was kind of like the hardest part about the studio for me. It's like, did you like that take? Do you want to do it again? Or you want to do like a third take? And I'm like, I'm not you. I'm used to just singing it. Like
yeah,
you think I could do another? Like you think I should do another one? Like yeah, like that was like different. And then also that was different is like, if I'm singing it live, I'm just singing it. I think it's fun to like add my own harmonies to my voice. So like that
mm-hmm.
was kind of fun too, because it's like I've never had the opportunity to actually do that,
Yeah,
because like I'm just singing live. So like I've had to rely on background people or backups,
mm-hmm.
whatever, and to be in the studio and just be like, oh, you know what? I think this would sound nice if I did this note on top of this note. That'd be sound nice. So it's just a whole nother level of creativity for
Yeah,
me in the studio versus like doing it. I still like performing better than being in the studio. I will say that. But at the same time, like it's just a different experience. It's just a different creative process. you know.
Yeah, studio is work, man. Studio is a lot of work, yo. People
Yeah.
who never have done it, whether you're laying your top vocals, your mids, whatever,
Yep.
like it's a lot of work, yo. But do you have any like aspirations, to work with some of the people that are out now? Like I know we talk a lot about where we come from and what like introduced us to our music that we love. Are there people out now that you're like, hey man, I wish I can work with this person now in the industry?
Probably Anderson .Paak. I want to work with Anderson .Paak so bad. I don't know why. I just like his voice so much. Like, and I feel like we would make something really cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna say also, um, I always wanted to do a duet with John Legend. I don't know why. I think it's because in the car, I like his older stuff though more than his newer stuff. But I think because of his
Yeah.
car, I always would like do harmonies with him anyway. So I'd be like, "Oh, that sounds so fire!" So I feel like we would make a good,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good
John
team.
Legend's dope, yo. John
Yeah.
Legend's dope. I mean, I remember when I first started listening to John Legend, like I think one of the first songs that I can remember that I heard from him was Ordinary People. And
Oh,
when I heard that song, I don't know why, you're gonna think I'm crazy, yo. But I just not feeling it. Like I was like, oh, what the hell is this shit? Like I was not feeling it. But then after a while, it started to kind of, I guess it just like dawned on me. And I was like, all right, I'm feeling it a little bit now. And then I started singing it. And then you start singing something, you're like, all right, I love
yeah,
this
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
And John Legend was my boy, yo. And when you say John Legend, like there's this song that not a lot of people know, I don't think, because it wasn't out there like that. But it's a collaboration that he has with Brandy. And it's called Quickly. You heard it
Quickly,
before?
yes, yes, that
Yo,
was my
man.
song. Oh my
That
gosh,
damn
yes.
I love that. And it's crazy because so many people, like when I remember I was driving my mom in the car one day and I played it because I used to play that shit on repeat. And
Yes.
then she had no idea what it was. And
That was
like a
off
lot of other people didn't know
Evolver.
about it. What was it?
That was off his album Evolver.
Evolve. That song was
Yeah.
so good, yo. And then Brandy, she's a legend in her own right. But it's just like that's the stuff that I like, man. Like I like songs, in its development. I don't like simplicity with songs, yo. I always say it all the time. One of my favorite songs, because of the way that it's layered, because of the way that it's sang, it's so many like ups and downs. It's like so much to it.
Mhm.
But Trey Songz, Last Time, I love that damn song just because of how it keeps going. But for the last time, I said the last time, this is the last time I'm all bought up, and it's time to put it down. It really got me tripping. Yo, listen, it's so many different like varieties he goes in. See, the
Right,
problem is
right.
I'm too deep involved. Woo! That shit is fire. And it's like that's the kind of music that I like, yo. So when certain people, just like I said, with John Legend's Ordinary People, it was so basic that I just like, I don't know, man, I just can't get in it. But then you hear it and how he sings it and how he puts it together, and I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta give it a chance. So I think
I never thought that song was basic because piano is hard as hell. And
oh,
I was like, listen,
instruments, yeah, you get all your credit there.
and when I heard the piano, actually that's what caught me first was the piano on it.
Yeah.
And then and also like lyrics are a big thing for me. So as soon as I heard the lyrics, I was instantly in love with it. I tend to hear lyrics before I hear anything else. So like honestly, if I hear the lyrics and I connect to the lyrics instantly, like there's one song, oh my god, my brother hated it. And I honestly didn't like the way I actually don't really like the way it's sung, but it's a rock group. I think it's called Lips of an Angel. I think it was like by this rock group called Hinder.
Lips of an Angel.
Yeah, Lips of an Angel.
Yeah, Beeline. I do got some music. I know I don't play music too much, but we got music in here now. All right, so you said it's called Lips of an Angel.
Yes.
Look it up and check it out. Let's see what it says. Let me ask you while we're doing this, what's your favorite Tony Braxton song?
7 whole days, not a word from you.
Wait, hold on. What's that? What is that?
It's called like 7 whole days. That was 7 whole days, not a word from you. 7 whole days. Oh, I know this song off the top of my I know this song. I haven't heard it in
I
a minute.
was trying to hear it, and I was like, I say this shit all the time, and it's so aggravating because as soon as I say it, then somebody stumps the hell out of me. It's hard to stump me with R&B, yo. 'Cause I am an R&B head, but then somebody says something and it stumps me. Let's hear this song that you just said, what your brother said. We only gonna listen to like a minute of it because I'm gonna get clipped. Whatever.
Yeah,
All
he
right,
hates it, but I like the
this.
lyrics.
Let me hear it. Y'all hear it?
Honey, why you calling me?
Oh, y'all know this song. All right, y'all know that one. All right, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna.
he
That was like
hates
15
it,
seconds.
but I like
Okay, I
the
know that.
lyrics. So because I like the lyrics, I could not care about his voice. I could not care about how the instrumental was. I could just sing it my way. So I'd be like, it's really good to hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet. Coming from
Okay.
the lips of an angel. And I would just sing it my way because I just like the lyrics.
I got
So
you.
for
Okay, so
me, as
you'll
soon as I
redirect
hear
the
the
whole
lyrics,
song and shit.
yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. But the Tony Braxton song, I'm surprised you don't know 7 whole days, not a word from you. 7 whole nights, and I'm just about through. I can't take it, won't take it, can't take it. I can't remember the rest.
I cannot believe I
Um,
don't know that song.
I'd rather be on my own. Yes, on my own. It was from her very first album.
Damn, nah, man. I mean, I must have missed me, yo. It's crazy, yo. Yeah, must have missed me,
Now
man.
you gotta look it up.
Oh yeah, I definitely got to look it up. I'm trying to say too. Tony Braxton, because Tony Braxton, off the head is, and you give me one good reason
Yep.
why I should believe it. Anything I wanted to say. Let me see. Hold up. Just be a man about me. Oh man, just be a man about it. Breathe
Oh,
again, of
just yeah,
course.
that was a good one.
Yeah, you mean the
The
world to
world
me.
to me,
You are my everything.
everything.
Oh, here we go. Of course. This one. You know this one. This is one of my favorites right here too. You know this. You a Tony head. Yo, I gotta listen. Hey, YouTube, you're gonna flag me. Because it's Tony Braxton, I feel like people don't talk about it as much, but I think personally it's one of her best songs. He wasn't man enough for
Not for
me.
me.
What are
Yes.
you thinking? Yo, listen, that song was one of her best songs, but it's literally like I think because all the other ones were like her smooth R&B, it didn't
Right,
get as
right,
much love. Like that
right.
song was phenomenal, yo. Even like the video, everything about it was incredible.
I'm surprised you don't know 7 whole days. That hurts
Oh
my
yeah,
feelings.
let me find it. Let me find it. We gonna play this one. This is gonna be my first flag on YouTube ever. I've been on for 3 years. I can afford it, I guess. Um, seven whole days. You said it's called, right?
Yes.
7 whole days. Let's find it. Let's find it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yes, her very first album. Learn from you. Okay, now I know it. Yeah. Now I know it. Yeah. Tony Braxton, she's one that another one that doesn't get as much love as I think she deserves for
No,
her,
she deserves a lot. Yeah,
for
yeah.
her damn stamp she's put on the industry, man. She's
Yeah, yeah.
incredible, man. Yeah, it's definitely somebody deep. A Natural came on and talked about Brandy. Brandy was another one that a lot of people didn't say as much, but she's in the game, forever. And Brandy, if we had to put, let's do it. Let's do it, Danielle.
Okay.
If you had to
Okay.
put Tony Braxton in the verses against Brandy, who you think walking away with that W?
I'm biased. I'm so biased. It would definitely always be Tony Braxton for me.
Listen. I would want to say maybe, but I don't know. I think Brandy might take that win right there, yo. Brandy got a lot.
Brandy does have a lot, but I don't feel like Tony Braxton and Brandy are in the same class to me. I think that
Singing wise,
I think they just had 2 different sounds to me
yeah.
personally.
Brandy can blow though,
I'm gonna
man.
be real. I'm gonna be very real. Brandy was more of my brother's girl. For me, I liked some Brandy songs, but I
Yeah.
can't say that Brandy was like one of my favorites.
Let me see if this video.
But she was talented. I'm not going
Yeah.
to take that away from her.
She was a beast. I remember when I heard this. Let me see if it's still on here. Brandy singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh yeah, she did tear that up.
You
She
heard
tore
that?
that up.
Yo,
Yes.
she destroyed that,
Yes.
yo.
Yes.
Somewhere
Woo.
over the rainbow, way up high, and the dream that you dare to dream really do come true.
I don't like this song at
Someday
all.
I wish upon
Really?
a star
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of
and
this
wake
song.
up where the clouds are far behind me.
Woo!
Where troubles smell like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you
Ooh, that girl is bad, yo.
find me. Somewhere, whoa, over the rainbow.
All right, I gotta pause. I gotta pause, yo. That shit started to give me chills a little bit.
You know,
Yo, Brandy is a fucking beast, yo.
she is. You know what though? I was just thinking about that. I forgot to mention of one of my favorite singers is Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh yeah, Jasmine Sullivan, she's a beast too, yo. I remember when
Yes,
Jazz
but
first came out, yo. Remember when she
yes,
first came out?
I remember when she first came out. You remember? Oh my God, my mom. I had to die because my mom loved. We used to go up to Montclair to get our hair done, and the radio would play. I bust the windows out
Windows
the
out your
car.
car. Oh man, that song was
My
hot.
mom loved that song.
That
Like
song was
that
so
was
damn
her
good.
song.
It was so, you know what was interesting about Jasmine Sullivan? The first time I heard Jasmine Sullivan, it was a cover of somebody singing her song. And I didn't
Okay.
realize that, you know, who she was or whatever. And then when I heard the cover, I was like, all right, let me go check out the song. And then I heard the song. It was like, girl, I need you bad as a heartbeat, bad like the food I eat, bad like the air I breathe. Woo! I love that fucking song. And somebody sang that. And I was like, all right, who the hell is this? And then I heard Jasmine Sullivan and I started listening to her. And then I think right after that was when Bust Your Windows came out. And there was so much emotion tied into that song. And that's where I really like started falling in love with it. Because like you said, I love lyrics. But I love the delivery. I love like everything, how the song is presented. Like, you know,
Right.
when you feel that shit in your bones, just like Brandy, just killing that right now. You know, another one who be killing it, and like, you know, you hear him sing, and he's like, and you're like, damn, fucking Tyrese, man. Tyrese has always been another slept on. He went to the acting, and you kind of forgot he can blow, man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Tyrese has that song, I'll be your wishing well, tell me what you want.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Anita Baker did a
Lately.
cover of that. Yeah, lately. Have I told you? Yeah, Anita Baker did a cover of that. So I was like, dang, I don't know which one I like better because I like Tyrese's version and I love Anita Baker. So I was like, oh, like
yeah.
But
that's the thing about covers, man.
You know you're good when a legend is doing a cover of your song.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. Tyrese is a legend in his own at this point. But yeah, when Lately came out, I mean, Sweet Lady was always, you know, my favorite Tyrese song of all time. But one of the parts where you forget, like, you know, Tyrese was on Martin. And it was one of the ones where Pam was, you know, it was like where it was starting to get like in that last season where it was getting like everybody had their own individual episodes and shit. But Pam had brought him up as his cousin and he started singing and he hit that. I was like, oh shit. Like there's a cat in here. But he killed it, yo. And I was like, yo, this boy is phenomenal. And you forget because Tyrese been Fast and Furious 57 and shit like forever. You forget he was an artist, man. You know, even how you gonna act like that? How you
Yeah,
gonna change it up? You know, we just make it up. That shit was phenomenal, man. Yo,
right, right.
Tyrese is another one, man. That's why I don't. Yo, listen now, Danielle. I know you said a couple of names. I'm gonna be honest with you. The names that you said, I don't really know a couple of them that are out now. But I just don't hear that anymore, yo. It's like, and it's nothing. I'm not trying to knock new music, but I just don't hear it like how I used to hear it, man. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe I'm just old. I'm stuck in my
Um,
ways, but
I think it's like old stuck in your ways, but I hear that complaint a lot, but I also feel like it really depends. You gotta like search for it because I feel like there are a lot of amazing artists out here
yeah,
that a lot of people that don't get a lot of play at all. And I think you just have to really find it. Like I still listen to like there's some people that I know now, like I don't know if you know Snow Allegra. I don't know if you've heard of
I've heard of her. I've heard of that. I don't know. I don't know if I probably heard the song. I'm at that stage now. Like I
yeah.
probably heard the song, I was like, oh, that's her. Oh, okay, that's them. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are like a few artists that I really like that still kind of still have that. It's not I can't say it's exactly the same, but they still have like that sound to it. I don't know, one of my favorite artists right now. Oh, it's not. I lost it.
yeah, it goes fast. You're talking about a lot of people right now.
Yeah, like,
Talking about a
but
lot.
there, but yeah, I feel like you still have to like really search for it. If you're, I don't really listen to Spotify, like music on Spotify, because I feel like those playlists are really. I don't feel like Spotify really caters to me very well. So I listen
Yeah.
to YouTube music, and I feel like YouTube
Okay.
music will play some new songs for me that still cater to that sound that I like. So
Yeah.
if you really want to find new artists, I think they're still out there. You just gotta like kind of like dig a little. You're not gonna find them on the radio. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definite, man.
You're not
And
gonna find
that's
them on the radio.
there's
They
a lot of
still,
sources.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of sources, and it is like you just said, with all the the music trying to find exactly what you like. I spoke about this a lot of times. It's difficult because you lose that ability to hear stuff that maybe you didn't know you liked. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to find me
right,
every song that sounds like a Brandy song, how
right,
am I going to find out what Christina Aguilera is singing or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like
right, right.
there's shit you don't know. I remember last song, and it seems like it was a while ago, but the last song I remember that I really got hit with, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "I gotta find that." I heard it on the radio. It was the Pentatonics, and it was a song called "Can't Sleep Love,"
Yeah, give me that
and bro,
can't sleep
that
love.
song is phenomenal,
They have a
yo.
few songs that are really
They are
good.
bangers, man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
love them, man. They are
yeah.
incredible.
There's like a few like that's I so I purposely try to find new artists all the time.
Yeah,
So I literally like
yo,
go online, I'll go on YouTube and I'll like just do hashtag like new artists, new whatever, like, and I'll just
yeah,
purposely try to if I vibe, I'll try to listen to more than one song because I want to make sure that I vibe with it. But if I don't, oh, there's a channel on YouTube called The Color Show or something like that.
the Color Show.
Yeah, The Color Show, and it features a whole bunch of artists that you probably never heard of before. And that's how I find a lot of artists because I'll hear them do a something on The Color Show, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Then I'll check them out, and then next thing you know, I become a fan of their music.
That's yeah, and that's we used to do that back in the day when we used to do making CDs. And
Right.
whether we just like kind of type in the people that we knew, or we just kind of typed in like just somebody's name, and then like other stuff would jump
Pop
around
up,
it or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was where we used to find a lot of people. I mean, you can talk to JD the Mouth. JD the Mouth, he stay to this day, he's still doing that. Like he goes on and types in people's names and different types of music and really looks into it. I fell out of it, man. And I'm not happy about it because music has been a part of me my whole life, man. But
Right.
it's just what they throw in your face now is just so lazy, man. And I know that there's good talent out there, but it just sucks that they're not as spread like the
Yeah.
guys you hear now, man. It's people like they make you lose respect for the craft because a lot of people don't take it seriously anymore, in my opinion.
Right.
But I don't know. I was trying to find something. I thought about something on TikTok, because you were saying finding like different singers. And one thing that I know with TikTok, man, you know, it's got its goofy stuff on there, but TikTok has a lot of talent on there, man. And this one guy, he had made like a track. If you ever go on TikTok and you see sometimes they do like somebody will make a beat and then they'll just like hey, duet this, and somebody will just sing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl and this guy made this damn song. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me?
Right.
I don't want to work for nobody. Did you ever hear that?
I have not. I'm not a TikTok. I'm not
Why
really
money
on. I
ain't
have a
free?
TikTok, but I'm not really on TikTok like that. But I know the
There it
duet
is.
thing.
Bro, it was one of those things where I heard it and I was like, why the hell like is this song not being recorded right now? And it was like this white girl was, I guess she duetted it with him,
Mm-hmm.
but the song sounded so damn good. Let me see if I can play it right now. I think I found it, but I don't know if it's gonna be the right thing. I love it. Go. All right, let's play this one.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me?
Right?
I don't wanna work. Why money
On.
ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me?
Right?
I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me.
Yeah. Why money ain't free?
Why can't you just give it to
Why
me?
can't
I
Come
don't
on.
wanna work for nobody.
No, I
I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't
Why can't my occupation be chilling at home, but naked doing me and getting payments, not working 9 to 5 daily? Why can't I clock in time for living my best life, get more than nickels and dimes? They say that happy people live longer, and that's amazing. With this job prepared the great, by 30 I'll be ancient. That's all I'm saying. Cause getting up at 6 a.m. sucks, I fucking hate it. Why can't you just give it to me? Yeah.
That shit was so, yo, listen, like that's the kind of stuff right there that gets me amped. Like right now, even I'll give me some paper, give me a pen, everything. Like
Yeah.
I
That was good.
still,
That was
I
good.
still love stuff like that, man. And it's like it's just it lights that passion just comes right back. The creative process, and
Right.
they were just bullshitting, and that's
Yeah.
what I was saying. Like turn on the mic and just get in there and just vibe out,
I mean,
and then
yeah.
it may not be perfect, but it's just like you're gonna deliver some shit because you happy, you feel good.
Good.
That was
Yeah.
where, man,
And
yo, it's
I'm
like
still trying to figure out TikTok. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'll be like,
I love
oh, I want to
TikTok,
duet
yo.
this too. It'd be like, duet it. I'll be like, I want to duet it too, but I can never get the timing right. I'm like, yo, I don't know. Somebody got to teach it to me. But like,
Oh,
as soon as I figure it out, we ain't playing no games. Like, I'm telling
I'm
you right
telling you,
now, as soon as I figure this junk out, because I am an old lady.
yo,
we ain't playing
I tell my cousin all the time, yo, my cousin, yo, Lamar Tyber, I'm talking to you right now, bro. Like I tell this guy all the time, you have the tools for immediate, attention just brought to you right now in your face, especially for singers and people who have a talent and a skill. Whether it be you see those guys, I don't know if they don't just do it on TikTok, they do it like on social media. You'll see the guys that are playing the piano like in the freaking subway station or in the mall, and they're just playing like old like video game songs, or
Mhm.
it's like people want to hear that, yo. So somebody who sings good, if you got the ability to pick up your phone and sing Jasmine Sullivan and sing Tony Braxton, and people was like, damn, this girl sing her ass off, whatever, and then blah blah blah, you got a following, bam, like immediately, bro. And I tell
Right.
him all the time, like, yo, listen, bro, get on TikTok, get on whatever, and just sing. Even if you don't duet, just like, just do a 20-30-second video of you just singing a song.
And I
And
started doing that. I started doing that on my what I started doing that on my Instagram, and then like posting it to TikTok too.
yeah,
I started doing that, and I feel like it also helped me get out of my comfort zone, because I think part of it is like in your head. So you're singing, like when you sing and you're in the studio or you're singing, you're performing, I don't know, you can kind of just close your eyes and not think too much about it. But
yeah,
I think that when you're if you're anything like me and you're like trying to record yourself
yeah.
singing, and then like I don't know, I'm anal. So I'll be like, oh man, I gotta do this. I like my hair. I don't like the way my hair was flipped in that angle.
Yeah, a lot
You
to
know,
think
whatever.
about.
And I think that sometimes when it comes to posting it on social media or whatever, it can become like an overthink thing. And then after that, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. So
feel
I
you.
had to I personally, for me, I had to get to a point where it's just like, okay, pretend you're not looking at the camera. Just do it real quick. After I'll give myself 3 takes. That's it. So after the third take, that's it. Now we posting.
Listen, and that's that. I'm just saying, like, you know, and it's just one of those things where it's like you have so many tools like that you can utilize, man. It's if to get your name out there, I personally think it's never been easier to do it.
That's
but
true.
now the hard part is you have to
Keeping the
get your
attention.
name, through all the other people who are easily able to get their name out there too.
Yeah.
So that's where it's challenging. But you know, I think you got talent. I mean, we've been kind of showing off this whole time. But listen, this is the part of the show where you came on to show. That's right. All right, Danielle, what you got for us? Let's do a show off segment here.
All right.
What you got for us?
I'm gonna start off with I feel like my voice is a little dry now, but
yeah, we were kind of singing this whole time a little bit. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go. You know what? I used to love me some Maroon 5. Like their very first album, Songs About Jane. I love that. I love that album. Yeah. So and I'm gonna start off with Sunday Morning because that was my song.
Yes. All right, go ahead. I'll rock with you. My voice is dry too. I don't got nothing around me, and my nose is stopped up. Go ahead. You start it, and I'll hit it off.
Rain is falling. Still some covers share some skin. And clouds are shrouding us in moments unforgettable. You twist to fit the mold that I'm in. But things just get so crazy. Living life gets hard to do. Sunday morning rain is falling and I'm calling out to you. Singing someday you'll bring me back to you. Find a way to bring myself back home to you. That may be all I need. In darkness, she is all I see. Come and rest your bones with me. Driving slow on Sunday morning, and I never want to leave.
Woo! Yes. Let's go. Showing off. That's right. Yo, we got my showing off.
Yes.
You can't leave your boy like that, yo. That's my song. Make a special every outline.
Yeah.
Send a picture with your name. Like branches in a storm. And up with that woman with the loving hands. Woo! And things just get so crazy. Living life is hard to do.
Sunday morning rain is falling and I'm calling out to you. Singing someday it'll bring me back to you. Find a way to bring myself back home to you.
And baby, all
I need. In darkness, she is all I see.
Come and rest
your bones with me. Driving slow
on Sunday morning.
And I never want to leave.
Yeah, we get it going on here. I love y'all. Go check out Danielle Faye. She everywhere. You're gonna see her with us. Yo, she's gonna be on the live in the line. She's part of the crew now. Danielle, anything you want to say in closing? That was great.
Oh, thank you. So in closing, pretty much, I have 2 songs out right now. You can check me out at Creative Lady Faye on YouTube. Also, my Instagram is at Creative Lady Faye. On my YouTube channel, I have a song called John Redcorn. I mentioned it I mentioned it before. Make sure you check that out. I have a new song that I just released. This song that I actually wrote myself. It's called Love Me Tender. So go check that out. I also did the cover art for it because, like I mentioned before, I am an artist as well. So definitely Go check that out. Go check it out on also Spotify, all that good stuff. Listen to it. Get my streams up. And if you would like to donate towards me, donate towards my album and getting that all done, you can Venmo me at Creative Lady Faye or Cash App The Lady Faye.
Beautiful,
if you want to donate, I'll take anything you want to offer.
Anything. Quarters, pennies, scratch offs, whatever you got. Yo, listen. Definitely. Danielle, we're going to put all of Danielle's information in the thing. It's been a great episode. Thank you so much for coming on and showing
I loved it.
Yes, man. Thank you, Bill. I thank you for showing the fans and people who, like, this is what we're doing, man. I still need more talent. If you guys want to come on and show off like Danielle here, I had a lot of fun. We're going to try to play some more music, man. She actually introduced me to a new level. Maybe we'll start some new things. We used to do things like a top 5. We used to do a couple of things on here I'm going to get back to. But we've been having a lot of celebrities and stuff on lately. And, been kind of interesting having them on, not doing too much. Bah! Yo, listen, V-Line, I love you guys so much. Go follow Danielle. Check out all her info down below. And next time, I will see you. We'll be on Sunday, live on the line. Stay true, stay positive, pay attention, and get at me.